Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show, and I am very happy to have Mountain Trails here, which means that Lora Smith joins me. Welcome.
Hello.
It's great to have you on a Friday.
Thank you.
If you want to have a nutty donut.
I think I'll pass.
You think?
It's a little early for that.
Trail people, you're trying to stay healthy. I like that.
Yeah, or
nutty donuts don't hurt.
Yeah. Thanks, but no thanks.
Anyway, we're thrilled to have you here.
Thanks.
We're kind of thinking about this. We're sort of this middle, almost. It's not quite the middle of the season, but it's not. Yeah, we're kind of at this kind of odd time. It's not the mud season. It's not the end of spring yet. Skiing. There's kind of a little of everything kind of going on right now.
Yeah. So,
but it's bad if we go down the trails.
Well, it kind of depends on your timing. You can get out on the trails when they're frozen early in the morning. Yeah, early in the morning when they're frozen. Get out there, have some fun. But as soon as you start feeling your wheels or your foot slipping even slightly, just get off the trails, go head back for the pavement. So you can get out there, just be super diligent about not making ruts or imprints with your foot. One of the Mountain Trails taglines is, if it's sticking to your heels or wheels, turn around, get off the trails.
Yeah. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, and
I like that. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, I just, responsible trail stewardship. They're everybody's trails, and one person who goes out and makes a rut for 2 miles can just really wreck a trail for everybody else when that rut. Yeah,
the repair of that is
super expensive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a lot of work.
We had an estimate from one of our trails guys estimated it was for like a 5-foot rut that had been allowed to progress into a puddle and whatnot. It was a couple $100 for our crews to go out and buff it out. So,
wow.
Yeah, so not cheap.
Good grief.
And that's all member money going. To that. To the repair of that.
When we could spend it on better things like making a new trail.
Yeah. We are going to be making some new trails this mountain, this up on the mountain this summer. We got the thumbs up from the folks over at Vail. So
that's
some exciting new stuff coming this summer.
Oh, I can hardly wait. Are you ready to announce any of them?
Not yet. Not yet.
It'll be more fun. And tell us?
Yeah, it'll be more fun to announce them when it's actually
I can hardly
relevant.
Wait. You're going to come do it right here, right?
Sure.
Okay. Sure. We're looking forward to that for sure. In the meantime, I suppose we should talk about last night. You guys kind of became part of an event that kind of grew out of one person's real strong desire to educate.
Yeah, a gal named Heather Curry called Mountain Trails and Summit Land Conservancy last week and said, "Hey, I'm doing this. I'm doing this screening. It's the name of the movie is very long, but it's a well-known producer. His name's Josh Fox. He's actually an Emmy Award-winning and Oscar-nominated director. He did the movies Gasland 1 and 2, and then the new movie was actually a 2016 Sundance film called take a big breath. How to Let Go of the World and Love All Things Climate Can't Change. Anyway, it was a climate change movie, and it was really inspiring. It kind of portrayed the state of the world relative to climate change, what it means to Indigenous people, what it means to civilization as we know it. It was a really good movie, and there was a brief discussion afterwards.
That's great.
So, yeah, it was really, really nice.
What was the takeaway for you?
Wow. I kind of went home with a little bit of a funk.
Yeah, I'm sure.
A little bit of like, wow, I feel like my impact on the universe and on the environment's maybe a little bit more than I want it to be. So just being more diligent about my consumption and personally, my impact on the world.
Yeah, so, we have to remind. It's hard to remind ourselves this, and I always feel like I'm preaching the minute I say it, but. It's so true. I don't do it great, trying to make sure the recycle bin's the one that's the most full, and doing what you can to not have to have that material in the first place. Not using a plastic bag when you can get away with it, and doing things to, as you said, be a steward, making circle trips at and getting as many things done on one little tank of gas as you can.
Yeah.
All those little things.
I think that all the little things add up, and that was another takeaway. That everybody can do something. We don't all have to go out there and change the world tomorrow.
But if everybody did a couple little things, it really adds up fast.
Right. Do what you can and be conscious. That was kind of the message.
That's a great takeaway for sure. Now, right up the along the line of that, of course, is what's going on over at Bonanza Flats.
Yeah,
we're trying to save some of that for the future, right there.
Yeah,
let's talk about that.
That is a really beautiful piece of property. But probably most Parkites already know about the bond, the $25 million bond that Parkites put up in November. There was a $13 million funding gap between the $25 million and the actual sale price of that piece of property. And the option was to bond for it and try to make up the difference. We had a March 15th deadline to make another, basically an earnest money deposit.
Right.
And the city saw the interest and the momentum behind this, so they did actually put down that extra chunk of money, which was $1.5 million. Yeah, it was a lot of money. So they put the money up, and now we have until June 15th to raise, I think we've only got $3.5 million left. So within a couple of weeks, we've raised $10 million. And some of it's coming from the Salt Lake utility that values the property as a watershed. Summit County put the money up, actually 7.5, I think it was 7.5 million, so.
Out of the county?
Yeah, out of the county. So
wow.
Slowly but
Salt
surely.
Lake County?
No, Summit County.
Summit County, okay, okay.
Yeah, we're still working.
Salt Lake. Summit, yeah. I was going to say, well, it would be weird for Salt Lake to be so interested, but Summit County.
Well, Salt Lake should be interested, and that's kind of that is the push.
From the watershed perspective, for sure, right?
Well, not only from that, but if you ever go up to Guardsman Pass, where the parking lot is up there, they say somebody was up there and did a survey, and it was about 90% of the people up there were from the Salt Lake Valley.
Yeah.
So it's their trailhead, their access to the Wasatch Crest Trail, which is, of course, an epic trail. So, yeah.
Well, and we should be garnering some interest down there.
Yeah.
And we're so close at this point.
Yeah.
What is the new deadline? Do you know what the new deadline is?
June 15th.
June 15th.
Yep.
So we've got to get our act together. We've got a little bit of time, but not much.
Not much, but we do,
for that,
we're getting there.
For that amount of money, though, I think it's enough time.
I think it's doable. I think we're going to get there. There's enough interest. So.
Well, of course, you guys have been great stewards of the land with Mountain Trails, and I think leading that charge again, which is awesome to see.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that Mountain Trails could take credit for leading it.
You're certainly helping.
Yeah, we're part of an 11-member coalition, so there are 11 nonprofits, outdoor groups that.
That's leading.
Yeah.
I hate to tell you, that's leading.
Okay.
That's 11.
All right, I'll take that
when you're thinking about the size and expanse of this, 11 groups pushing towards this. That's leading. That's great.
Yeah, cool. It's
that's
awesome
a fair
effort.
assessment, I believe. Really good work that you guys are doing.
Thanks.
I got to thank you all. Will you make sure that you express that to the other folks that are administratively working that way, and of course the members, all of us who are members of Mountain Trails. That's all our doing. We all got to share in that, but share in this final push.
You guys are all part of it. It's a good community effort. So.
Well, where are you heading out? Are we going to go out this weekend? Are you going to get on the trail yourself?
You know what? I am not this weekend. I've got a broken fibula, so I'm gimping along for the next couple of weeks. But
all right.
Once I'm healed up, for sure.
A little recovery time, and she'll be back on the trails with all of us. And we can make sure that you get out on the trail as well. And do that this week. This weekend maybe not, unless it's real early, because it's not going to be ideal conditions. But the trails will be open soon and in better shape for you to get out. But in the meantime, there's a lot of hard pavement and a lot of great places to go and ride. So if you got a hankering to get the bike out, by all means, find a good long stretch of road to hit. But soon we'll be out on the trails. We have a lot more coming up here in the Mountain Morning Show soon, also after these messages.